Hi, this is Sean Carney, the President and CEO of 40 Days for Life. When you ignore God and reason and science, you will resort to violence. And that is what we're seeing from abortion advocates across the country with the news of the leak from the Supreme Court that the Supreme Court intends on overturning Roe v. Wade. This is an issue for 50 years that one side has seen as life and death, and the other side has lived in rhetoric and usually washed up terms to defend a surgery that they refuse to actually talk about. And when you don't have anything to talk about and you're trying to defend something and you perceive the government taking it away, you resort to violence. History tells us that. And that's why we saw the protests last week through all the Catholic churches of people showing up and doing these goofy displays, most of them. And then we saw real violence. We saw vandalism of local pregnancy resource centers. We saw threats far and wide on the internet towards pro-life people, direct threats. We've seen this hostility because they've ignored the reality of abortion. And you have gone to work at the grassroots and built pregnancy resource centers and participated in 40 Days for Life and focused on where this issue is really going, which is back to the grassroots to focus on hearts, minds, and souls. Their response for violence is expected. The bedrock of abortion is violence. Violence is required in every successful abortion that's ever been done in the United States or anywhere else in the world. Abortion is violent. When somebody advocates for abortion, they are advocating for violence. And so this response is appropriate for their movement, because those who do abortions, those who have had an abortion, those who have worked in the abortion industry will tell you that abortion is violent. And many of the advocates and the abortion supporters are just unwilling to discuss it. But don't take my words for it. Then don't listen to politicians, and don't listen to just talking points from Planned Parenthood. We need to listen to the experts on the violence of abortion themselves. And those are the doctors that never repented for doing an abortion, were very proud of their abortions, and did abortions. And so let's put a few quotes in their own words on the screen so that we can address the issue of violence and abortion. Dr. Lisa Harris, an abortionist, said, "Currently, the violence and frankly, the gruesomeness of abortion is owned only by those who would like to see abortion disappear. Of course, acknowledging the violence of abortion risks admitting that the stereotypes that anti-abortion forces hold of us are true, that we are butchers, etc. It is worth considering for a moment the relationship of feminism to violence. In general, feminism is a peaceful movement. It does not condone violent problem solving and opposes war and capital punishment. But abortion is a version of violence. What do we do with that contradiction?" Another abortion doctor, Dr. Jean St. Omer. "Abortion is life and death, and I think for me, it's about providers saying, yes, we end lives here, and being okay with that. I had a woman wake up in the recovery room and say, I just killed my baby. And I said to her, you did, and that's okay." Dr. Diane Gianelli. "I have angry feelings at myself for feeling good about grasping the head, for feeling good about doing a technically good procedure that destroys a fetus, kills a baby." Dr. Judith Arcana. "It is morally and ethically wrong to do abortions without acknowledging what it means to do them. I perform abortions, I have had an abortion, and I am in favor of women having abortions when we choose to do so. But we should never disregard the fact that being pregnant means there is a baby growing inside of a woman, a baby whose life is ended. We ought not to pretend this is not happening." Dr. John Pekkanen. "The only way I can do an abortion is to consider only the woman as my patient and block out the baby." Dr. Miriam Clare. Abortion goes against all things which are natural. It's a termination of a life, however you look at it." Those are just a few of the quotes that we put in the book, What to Say When, and there's a chapter, What They Say When. And there are two different areas of the pro-abortion movement. There's Planned Parenthood and the talking points and sort of the nice, clean side. And then there's the abortionists that actually do abortions. And those are unrepentant abortion doctors. We have a number who've obviously had a conversion and are leaders in our movement. But the connection of abortion and violence is required. That is why it is so powerful when you pray, when you fast, and when you offer loving alternatives to violence. That's why 40 Days for Life is peaceful. That's why it's law-abiding. And that's why we are winning at the grassroots level during a time when this battle is going to be leaving Washington, D.C. and going into the neighborhoods where abortions actually take place in the United States of America. And we are ready. If you missed it, check out our vlog last week where I discussed the 45% number and the 75% number and why those two numbers are key to an abortion-free America. God bless you.